Just for me. Probably one what I'm doing. Every day in the studio. Every day in the studio. Every day no fully shit. In the streets with the Yeezys on. In the streets with the hoodie up. In the streets gotta get it.
Play. No. Games. It is the real life Hitch. The man himself, and we are missing my co-host, Mr. Boy Wonder himself, Cas. But it's okay. He's taking care of business, but I'm here with two gentlemen who I can say that, I thought I was a rogue ninja, and then I found a village where I belong.
Yeah.
And it's filled with a lot of good dudes, and I can finally say this in my life: I'm a part of a village and a community of good brothers. And I have my guy Swègo to my left, and then I have my other guy OG
In the building.
OG Jonah.
Yes, sir.
I have a problem with enunciating things, so please, that's the running gag. Like I had Jordan on here from Produce, and I was saying Produce. I was like, yeah, I have a problem. I blame it on my mom. I struggle with enunciations when I get really excited.
No worries.
So, with all that being said, this is gonna get real musical here today, and I just want to bless my pod with my two brothers. Welcome to the Play No Game Show, y'all.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Happy to be here, man. It's a blessing.
Let's get into it. And if y'all don't know, you should be hitting that like button, that subscribe.
Yup.
We got baby goats. We got baby goats on the show today. This will be referenced. Count it. In the next 2 years, 2.5 years, baby goats right here on this.
2 months, nigga.
2 months.
It's 2 months, man. We're going up, bro.
Okay. I'm talking about like solidify. I'm talking about y'all in our Breakfast Club.
Hey, okay.
You see what I'm saying? I want that sustainable.
Yes.
Because I already know y'all good. So, for the people who do not know, who do I have on the show today? And then whoever would like to go.
I go first, man.
Go ahead.
My name's OG Jonah. At OG Jonah on Instagram, everything. I'm a musical artist, a rapper, singer from Canada. I came down, like last week, big cousin Swègo hit me up, some opportunities happening in San Diego. We shut that shit down. I don't know if we shut it down, and just so many more opportunities out here. I'm gonna just be feasting, be eating. I've been on tour across Canada for the past 5-6 years with a lot of big names like Lil Mosey, Rich the Kid, Burna Boy, DeVito, WizKid, all that, and my own solo tour. And now we down here in the States about to mess it up.
Okay. And then we got my brother, Swègo. For the people who don't know, let them know.
You know what I'm saying? I'm Swègo. Like my dude Rob just said, I go by the Prince of Portland. I've been doing my thing, traveling, up north Canada, been doing shows internationally, whether it's Canada and Nigeria, or just doing, shows all over the nation. I hosted my own little college tour, hosting different events, open for also Davey Doe, a few other artists, and it's just, I'm excited to keep going. So.
And if you don't know, now y'all know.
Yeah.
We got so much experience. On the show right now. And I just want to start off with music and talent must run through y'all family because y'all cousins. You just said it.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me more about that. Are there more people in your family who have some talent that I should know about? That might be, the hype person that goes along because you got your R&B, you got the rap, How does all that music fit in one family lineage? Let me know.
Hey, man, God just blessed our families, like I got little brother, he's an amazing athlete. I got 2 older sisters, they were singers. My grandpa was a singer. Like, we just got great genes. My dad, he's not a singer, but he got 2 PhDs. Swègo family be doing big things. He'll tell you about his own family, but like we both come from great families.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, without a doubt, I think I'm probably the only one in my family that's the main musician. My mom is second with it. like she kind of brought me in through like the church and church choir and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of how I got, close with like just my own singing and all that and that type of music. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So was there ever a time where y'all at like, a barbecue and you're like, no, I'm about to spit something, and then you're like, nah, a musical battle between you two? Has that ever been a thing?
Not yet. Not yet, but I'll tell you, this guy's always singing, man. He always sing. He's a dude like, yo, Swègo, what time is it? It's 6:30, you know what I mean? He that guy always singing, bro.
So no verses anytime soon between you two?
Not yet.
Y'all catalog long.
Hey,
Y'all could definitely do that.
You definitely could.
Oh no, I've done my research. Y'all think I was
Appreciate
gonna have y'all in here and not know y'all shit?
Nah, I know you studying.
I ain't that type of that ain't that type of a host.
Hey man, 2 different genres, low key.
2 different genres. Like, don't get me wrong, where it's kind of like, listening, getting caught of your stuff, OG.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like versatility, right?
Uh-huh.
And I feel like you're talking down on yourself just a little bit too. Even though I know you're, more R&B, pop, hip hop. I think you got some bars in there too. I've also a couple remixes. Yeah. Like, I granted you was singing, but I was like, okay, this is low key a little bit of a bar.
Yep.
Like, how do you actually we'll start here. How do you guys approach tracks? Because I know you're dealing with rap. I know you're dealing with R&B. Two different things, but still, you got to have some type of approach. There has to be that similar foundation. How do you guys look at music differently, even though from different genres? Let's start there.
You wanna go first?
Yeah, sure. I mean, when it comes to me, I look at music as just like just a creative entity where like I just wait for inspiration to come to me. You know what I'm saying? I never try to like push or rush or force any envelope when it comes to music, like at all. When it comes to any of the songs that I make, I try to feel it, and then I try to just get that feeling. And it helps when you have other artists or other people that you're comfortable with when you're making music, because then they can always inspire something even faster than you kind of moving on your own.
Yeah.
So that's really like my thought process in making tracks is just like, just get the flow and then just make it go. You feel me?
Get the flow. I can second that, because like when I be making music, you gotta like you find a beat, and if you like the beat, then for me the easy part is putting the words. The harder, not even hard, but harder part is finding the flow. And I just play the beat a few times with like my phone, like voice recording, and I'll just be like saying kind of gibberish, just saying whatever, just to like find a flow. And when I find like a nice flow that I like, then I fill the flow with words. Yeah.
So now, here's the thing I want to kick to y'all, because I was trying to walk y'all down like the inspiration where I know you talked about you definitely talk about Nigerian experiences and culture and like being influenced by Portland to make music, and I'm trying to figure out what in Portland, we natives, not too, but I get I'll say this about my city. I got questions how Portland inspired you. Like, I'm saying Nigerian, I get it. We soulful people. But go ahead.
No, I wouldn't say Portland like inspired me.
I was coming for you, my guy.
I wouldn't say like. I think Portland gave me a space to be inspired. Gave me space to like find my inspiration and get confident in what's inspiring me and like in my pursuit of like chasing all of that. I think Portland gives people a space to really chase whatever it is that they have an idea for themselves. And as a person, everybody can kind of come here and create their own narrative versus another place where you're kind of forced to move a certain way because there's already a cultural like thing set.
Speak on that. That set culture. Speak on that.
You just have like a bunch of different cities and all that. They already have like a rooted culture to where like you can't change the narrative unless everybody changes the narrative at the same time in the same way that you're changing it. You know what I'm saying? Like even if we go to like the drill culture on the east side, on the East Coast side, it's like everybody's moving that way. So it's like you don't really get to come in differently. People will be like, what are you doing? But here in Portland, everybody's moving every single way. You can't even, you'll walk up to someone and be like, bro, what you doing? And he'll tell you the most random thing that he's in. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, I'm making dab pens. It's like all right.
Literally.
Literally, like
Yeah, that happened the other day.
you know.
No, I feel like Edmonton's similar to that. You know, it doesn't really have a musical culture per se. And the way Edmonton inspired me, it just made me realize that there's so much more out there. And that Edmonton's just like such a small part of the world. And I'm putting on for my city. I love my city, as bleak as it is and as cold as it is, like emotionally and literally. I'm still putting on for my city. It's still like where I'm from, man. It just makes me really go hard because I know people who born in Edmonton, their parents born in Edmonton, never get out of the city, just like live and die in Edmonton. You know what I mean? It's probably the same for y'all in Portland. You know, people just live and die in Portland, don't even get out of the city, don't chase their dreams, don't do nothing, don't push their limits at all. So like me being from a city like Edmonton just made me be like, yo, I gotta push my limits because I got these big dreams and big goals and aspirations, and I just feel like a big fish in a small pond.
All right. Yeah,
Yes,
so you're
sir.
talking about back home, right?
Yeah. So it's really constricted. It's a constricted mindset, and I love my city. Like YEGMG, that's the name of my label, YEG Edmonton Music Group. You know, like I said, I'm putting on for my city. But you gotta get your gear. Yeah, gotta plug that YGMG.com. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get
Like,
some.
you got it, man. I got you. We got
get
the
some.
new 420 drop coming.
Shout out Birdies.
Shout out Birdies too. Birdies Clothing Co. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Always fly. Always fly, baby.
Shout out
But
to
like,
Jordan.
it's just
Bro,
like every
Pluto.
time I travel, whether it's just like for a vacation or for music or for business, whatever the case may be, and then come back home to Edmonton, I just feel like the air is, I don't know if it's thicker or thinner, but it like sucks the energy out of you. You know what I mean? Like you got to be real resilient to make it from a place like Edmonton because it's just like a bunch of crabs in a barrel. And even there's other artists there's artists from my city who have more following than me, more streams, all that shit than me. Probably, I don't know if I can swear on here, but more stuff than me, you know? But they don't even like broadcast that they're from Edmonton. You know what I mean? Like I'm the first artist from my city who's going hard for my city, and my impact has been like such an amazing journey. Because like I go back home and like I see the kids, like I pull up on meet and greets, like I'll shut down schools, I'll shut down malls and all that, and like these kids, their eyes, the joy in their eyes, it's like, yo, you're really like inspiring us to chase our own dreams. Because I'm chasing my dream from Edmonton, where no one big's from Edmonton, and those who are big don't really claim, oh yeah, I'm from Edmonton.
So
That's same with Portland. That's
No.
very similar. Yeah.
okay.
No, that's very similar with Portland. Like, and I feel like that's where like we can relate on that point where it's just like anybody that came out of Portland that's doing big things. I'm not really saying they from Portland. I mean, it's kind of changed recently. It's become like more open, like where people are kind of like, you know, becoming more like, they're welcoming like their home, like they're, I don't know what
Proud.
they're proud to, you know, they're proud to say where they're from. You know, it's like people are proud to like state their lineage. People are proud to show how they're different nowadays. You know, it's almost like a whole cultural reset. Where people are like welcoming diversity, you know.
I'm following.
Yeah.
As a Portlandite, I can definitely see that when, you know, once again, I'm just a connoisseur of music. You know, I'm not trying to be this big group claim of like what's bad, what's good. I do know some bad music, but let's just talk about like Amine, right? And like when Amine came out, like, you know, I'm definitely like in his class of like people who were like, I can talk to people like, oh yeah, they still actively kick it with him.
Mm-hmm.
Where like I think he probably is still in LA, but like he frequents Portland, things like that. But like I started to shift when Amine blew up, and like people were like, oh, okay, because like he has like that cool like weird guy type of thing where like that's just like weird, but like, you know, well, not people take it, but like his flow, and like, and he put up billboards, and like in his own way, like he's putting his stamp. Because I agree with that. I definitely feel like that's when people really started to like leaning in more into like, you know, Portland from my view from what I've seen.
Yeah, no, but even with him, it's like it was a long time coming. Like he blew up in 2016, you know, but he didn't claim Portland until like he didn't like as fervently like, you know, be out here on the billboards and all that because he didn't like. At least I'm not gonna just speak on a dude, but like this is certain things that he said. Like he's tweeted back at like Portland State that said, "Oh, Amine is an alumni," and he's like, "That's why y'all ignored me when I asked to perform and let some 80s rock band perform."
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like he dealt with a lot of like the nonsense of Portland, and then he blew up, and he wasn't trying to mess with nobody. But then he, I feel like he just outgrew that and was like, nah, there's people there that I gotta make a path for, and that's where he's at now. And he's, I feel like he's doing that. But like for sure, like I'm pretty sure like there was a point in time where people were saying he's an LA artist.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know he was from Portland until you told me he was from Portland. But with Drake, he's from Toronto.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing for my city. When you think of Edmonton, you don't even know Edmonton, but you're going to know Edmonton. And when you now think of it, you're going to think OG Jonah. That's what I'm doing for my city.
So you the real plug of your city.
I really am.
This is the 7.
The 7. 780.
The 7.
780 Prince.
Drake got the 6. This dude the 7.
Yeah. All right, so I can pull up in your city,
bro.
Name drop you.
Yes.
And be welcome.
Definitely, yes. You can name drop me. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I want to, pull my muscle out there.
Yeah, man, I got you, bro.
He's like, do you know who I am? I'm OG Jonah's friend.
Exactly. I FaceTime him right now.
He
know me.
For real, though. You see, man, I got people who tattoo my YGMJ got tatted on them. I know these people now. You know what I mean? You got my shit tatted on there. I definitely know you now. But before I knew them, they have my stuff. They get it tattooed on them. They'll like go to Google and screenshot the damn logo. One dude has his hair filled in. Another dude has it on his neck and on his wrist. And it's like crazy. Now people who spend hundreds of dollars every month on my merch, and people who are always listening to my music, and people sending me videos all the time of them listening to my music. I go shopping. I go get gas. Man, groceries. You're OG Jonah. You're OG Jonah. Like. It's such a blessing, the impact that I have on my city. And I just got to keep going and take that same impact, globalize that impact so I can touch the lives of billions of people and show them, like, don't matter where you're from and what kind of crap you've dealt with, you can make the world a better place without doing nothing wrong, without hurting nobody. OG.
I'm just a civilian, so I was like, I don't know, they about to give you a, sneak preview of their next track. I don't know.
Hey, bro, I'll show you a little something. Yeah.
I'm actually really glad that you brought that up, influence, because, one thing that we'll definitely, I want to, pitch the Swègo a little bit later in the show is kind of like influence. And you kind of brought that up sooner rather than later. And I kind of wanted both of y'all's opinion on this because, I haven't asked you guys personally, and I know this is a different genre, but I definitely still want to hear what you have to say about this as well because you're an artist, is we look at Meek Mill, right? And how Meek Mill has always said that, no one really was asking me for money until I got money and things like that. And I'm really like fixated in thinking when he made that unreleased song that got released and he was, being, a lyricist with his words and he was talking about Kobe, right? And then, he released it, cool. And then, Vanessa Bryant was like, you gotta take that down. And he eventually took that down. In a world that we are in right now, because we're 90s kids, like we had the best of both worlds. We're like, we heard some shit and people double down. Mm-hmm. But we live in a culture now where you have to, they don't see you all as lyricists. So if you say something, you might get canceled. So how do y'all navigate and manage your influence? Because what you say in your songs matters. What you say in your songs matters because you're talking about that love and people looking up to you. We're like, I get as a lyricist, if you say some slick shit and go together, I can get it. I have that contact. Mm-hmm. But for some people in our culture, things like that, you say something like that, you're done. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, how do you all both, manage the influence that you guys are, garnering and building up?
Yeah, go.
I mean, I feel like if it's like mainly lyric based, I feel like that's there really ain't that many R&B singers that really be getting the lyric problem. So I feel like that's a hit.
Well, for me, like I had that issue like from time. I remember, man, like I started making music. It was just for fun. I never had any musical aspirations ever growing up. You know what I mean? Like I hated singing. I hated being in the choir. I didn't like none of that. So when I started making music, my friend got a MacBook when we were like maybe 18, 19, and you get GarageBand for free. He like made a little beat, and we'd be smoking and drinking, freestyling. He had like little iPod headphones. We just recorded some stuff on that, put it on SoundCloud. People were liking it. And then like a few months later, like I shot a video, and everything I was just rapping, like I was just speaking my truth. I'm just speaking my life and my experiences. And for me, just speaking that, and within the first few months of me being an artist, I was already receiving backlash. I go to the club or the bars, and there's other dudes trying to say, oh, this, that, and the third, you say this in your song, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, bro, like, what's up? You know, I'm just speaking my mind. And what I've learned from that is that the tongue is so powerful. So now in my music, I say things that are positive. I say things that make me, when I'm saying them and listening to them, feel good, feel elated. And I still speak about myself and my experiences, but I speak things into existence, because I have unwillingly spoken bad things into existence the same way I have unwillingly spoken good things into existence through my lyrics. So now with my lyrics, I really focus on what I'm saying, because I'm speaking myself into existence. Me sitting here on your couch in this podcast in another country, bro, I spoke this into existence. So now with my music, I be talking about things that I will do, things that I have seen, and how I'm going to use my past to now build my future. That's my underlying message of my music all the time, and that's why people gravitate to it, and they're so connected to my music, because they feel my energy through my words. They see that, okay, I'm not just on the mic just saying whatever because it sounds good and blends nicely together. I'm actually out here using my tongue as a weapon, but a weapon for good.
Yeah.
I feel it.
I definitely feel that. I mean, for like, you know, that's why I say like it's that, like I feel like for like at least the different genre, and I feel like we still do the same, very similar things, but like, you know, I feel like how I approach music is more feeling based rather than the words that I'm saying. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not even like as focused on the words that I'm saying more on like the melody that I'm trying to make someone feel. And like most of the time when you're singing, you're really either trying to make someone feel really happy or really sad or like really in love. So you don't really have that authority challenge where someone's trying to challenge what it is that you're talking your truth. Because singers aren't really talking their truth most of the time in their songs. They're trying to make you feel like, I feel like they're trying to make you feel something.
Okay.
Sometime.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like they're talking their truth, but it's not. It's more like, I feel like it's either from like a victim point. You know what I'm saying? Like singers mostly come from like a victim point, or like there's not a place where it can be seen as something that's like offensive or like aggressive to someone that's listening. Like, oh, why he talking like that? Unless he like, obviously like a singer really is actually just doing something belligerent. Like I can't even think of many singers that are really like, you know, controversial. Maybe like Chris Brown, but that's like off. Yeah. That's like out, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to do something off the record. Like most singers, like all the controversial stuff is off the record. Only like rappers get into like lyric problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, no, hold on. Chris Brown, I think he made like a song about like light skinned and dark skinned girls, and people got mad. But that was in something he was rapping. Like he was he was one of his, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, it's like a gray area when you have to like almost illustrate a whole story that people start trying to poke holes and start doing your stuff.
So what about influence? You know, let's just say this, you know, because I don't like to, you know, cap, and I like to say how things it is, where like I feel blessed to, you know, I can actually, you know, call you a friend, and I feel like I can call you not on Instagram and be like, hey, what's up? And we can fucking have a fucking conversation. And just from like influence, because I know I snuck in influence. You live it up to your name, Prince of Portland. How are you handling that gain of power and strength, that, you know, that influence you're getting from who you are and what you're doing?
I think it's really, you know, I feel very empowered. You know, I feel like my whole life I've been told I couldn't really do, or anything I was trying to do, like I was always like, you know, like told not to, or just like society always like made me uncomfortable to step out of the box or even try to be exceptional at anything.
Wait.
They always wanted me to underachieve.
Wait,
or like
someone said you couldn't sing?
Oh, I was made fun of for singing till like 3 years ago.
You're what?
Right?
You know, and like I probably sang better like in my earlier years. But like, you know, gotta be smoking weed now.
You know,
But like, yeah, it wasn't until I got to a point where I was unapologetic about making music that everybody just, you know, gravitated towards me and started giving me, you know, confidence until I had like showed that I had confidence regardless. That's when people started like really gravitating and like really empowering me, and like, you know, that's when I realized that maybe I should have just had that mindset, because it's just like once you're unapologetic, no one will really like, you know, no one really has anything to say. They can't say that. You know what I'm saying?
They feel your energy. They feel you're unapologetic. Like, it is what it is. I am who I am. You either gonna like it or not like it. You don't like it, that's all good. Don't change who I am. You do like it, that's all good too. It doesn't change who I am. I'm gonna be who I am gonna be.
Yeah. And I just
go, G.
like I started realize, like I started feel like, or I came to like a realization that it wasn't really like people were hating on me or anything like that. It was just like, and even if they were, it wasn't as like personal as I made it seem. You know, it was more of just like just a victim of the moment for them, or just whatever. Because you know, you can really like, people will think however they want to think. If you think you're good at something, and you will always think you're good at something, and then if you make a few people think you're good at something, more people will start thinking you're good. You know what I'm saying? So, but it always starts from you. So that was like, you know, that was big for me, like in like this whole growth process, and then even getting like the Prince of Portland thing, and you know, people started calling me that, and I'm just like, okay, let's go. You know, I'm like, all right, let's just.
You mean, are you ready?
Huh?
Sorry, I was quoting one of your songs.
You said, "Are you ready?"
I just want to share a quick funny story. Like, I was doing another film show, and it was funny how things were going, because, you know, I was talking to Prodigy, and like at first it was supposed to be me, you, and Prodigy, and then no, I'm lying. It was supposed to be me, Prodigy, Nate, and then Nate was like, I can't do it. Eventually things fell through. He's like, all right, I'll just have, you know, I have Swègo come on. And I was like, cool. And at the end of it was so funny, because like me and him were bonding from the stuff he was saying about relationships, right? He was like, oh yeah, I do music. It, like, just nonchalant, because we were talking about a dope ass song, right? And it was so funny, right? Get this.
Yeah.
He was already playing his song, and I was like, all right, play your song. And he's like, it's already on. I said, nigga, what? I said, and my co-host too, he was like, no, play your song. That ain't you. And like, from a person who's like been around like Portland, like I'm a Portland rapper, I'm a Portland artist, we was like, oh, he sings. We was like, oh shit. And like, that was just like, and like, you know, please people don't take it with no song. We were like dumbfounded. We were like, no, that ain't you. He's like, yeah, I've been playing my song the entire time. And that's how genuinely talented this guy is over here.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was just saying, oh my gosh, I'm surprised people doubt this kid.
I think it, you know, I also just attribute it to just all of us we're just young at the time, and we just don't know better, you know, because a lot of people that, you know, made it hard for me to be a singer growing up support my music now, like heavy, you know, so it's like,
wow,
you know, so I you know, it's just, you just gotta attribute it to immaturity, or immaturity on my part too, for not realizing it, you know, and just pushing through it at that age, you know, and realizing things will just come around eventually, because they end up doing that, you know.
It's all part of the process. You gotta go through some storms to appreciate the sun. So if off the jump everyone's, you know, riding your wave and gassing you up, you're not going to be able to have those times that you really need to develop the character that it takes to succeed in an industry like ours.
Speak on that.
Well, the music industry is so volatile, you know, and especially from the outside point of view, it's extremely volatile. As an independent artist, until we get to that point where we crack the mainstream ceiling, even when we crack that mainstream ceiling, the majority of the world's gonna be like, oh, these people just blew up overnight. But they don't know it took 2, 3, 5, 10 years to get to that point, and all the ups and downs, people believing. It's crazy, literally. I'll have someone who will message me, yo, I love your song. That same person will message me a week later, bro, your music's ass.
What?
Bro, I don't even know where it comes from, like, on everything. And I don't, that's why, on everything, it literally happened yesterday. Like, I was on Snapchat, and someone messaged me like, yo, your music's ass. And I just reply, I'm like, yo, thank you. And I would have like, you know, a good emoji. I'm not taking that personally, man. And I scrolled up so that the name rung a bell. Literally the week before, I dropped a preview on Snapchat, and they're like, yo, the song sounds dope. I don't get people. That's why I say when people gas me up or show me hate, I don't take it personally either way, because like, it's two sides of the same coin. Yo, you gassing me up don't really do anything for my character, neither does your hate. It just allows me to now know that I'm doing something that is invoking emotions out of you, good or bad. Because that's, at the end of the day, what I really want to do is evoke emotions out of you, because now I'm influencing you. Even if you hate me, I'm still controlling you because you are hating me. You know what I mean?
And you don't.
And if you love me, that's great. I'm influencing you in a positive way, because what I'm doing is causing you to feel positive emotions about me, which in turn causes you to feel positive about yourself and whatever you're doing. So it's a win-win either way for me, and I just gotta, you know, believe in myself no matter what. So like, if you come out the gate and everyone's supporting you 24/7, when the support falls through, then you're gonna go crazy. You're gonna go mental. Oh my gosh, what's happening? Everyone liked me, now no one likes me.
That's how you peak in high school.
That's how you peak in high school. There's a lot of people. That's what it is. Because you're in high school, you have the high school mentality, and then you get out of high school, the world, real life
the world's
stars.
like we were all stars. We were all stars.
Yeah.
No, college basketball was the biggest shock for me in that retrospect. I remember someone on our hoop team was like, yo, I was the star of my team. And then my big homie was like, we're all stars. Every single one of us was a star on our team in high school.
That's a fact.
Like, you know, and then even NBA is like every single one of them is a lottery pick. You know, I mean, in a sense, like in the retrospect, all the best players are all like, you know, they're all drafted. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they're all drafted high, you know. So it's just like, you have to put it in perspective. It's like, you know, everybody's talented, you know, so it's just finding your own place and not feeling like, you know, brought down by other people, especially when they have no jurisdiction on what you got going on. Right.
You know, I want to bring in what we were talking about before we were filming, and, you know, this will definitely be out way later, but, you know, it don't matter. We talk about what we talk about here, but Kevin Durant, my guy. My God, we're like
Reaper.
He actually doesn't like that.
He don't like that name?
He don't like that one. Wow. He like this KD.
Oh, KD. And he just wants to play basketball.
Hey, and I feel like this is a perfect conversation just to bring in where, like, I'm a person, like KD, he's one of my heroes. He's not the hero. But, like, people have a hard time of, like, being hypercritical of their people they fuck with, right? You know? And, like, the points that you were bringing up, you know, off air, which makes sense, is, like, being able to, like, not respond. Being able to, you know, be mature. And, like, you spoke so much about, like, for me, people cross me, there's, like, this meme of, like, Salem the cat, like, in a suit with, like, money coming out of it. And he's like, how I subtly flex on people who have doubted me. That's the type of shit I'm on. Because I'm like, nah, nigga, you gotta feel this shit. Yeah. Nigga, I ain't gonna block you. I want you to stargaze from the fucking sideline. The fucking hoe. I want you to see this shine. Yeah. No, I ain't gonna block you. Yeah. Or some people got blocked. But I'm just like I just want to, like, put that loop together for people on here too, where it's kind of like KD 32, man. Man, he 32 in a 30-year-old body with a 15-year-old mind. Don't kill me, KD, bro. I love you, bro. But y'all are speaking that real stuff where, like, I'm pretty sure I'm like in a young years, you probably went after trolls and shit like that, but like y'all see like the bigger picture. Yeah. So with that, all that, what is the bigger picture? What's the end goal for y'all?
Influence billions. Influence billions. Show them that you can do anything, no matter where you come from, no matter what you've been through, you can make the world a better place. You can change your life. You can change your family's lives, your friends' lives, and beyond. You change strangers' lives just by being yourself and chasing your dream. That's my end goal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I mean, that's why we're able to relate so well because, we have a similar mindset with that, just wanting to inspire millions, just by being ourselves and just, and knowing that, God put us on a planet for a reason and for a purpose, and if my purpose is to create a platform that welcomes everybody and where they can feel comfortable with achieving their own dreams, then that's what I want to do, because I feel like I had to get to a point where I felt comfortable. And I don't want people to have to go through what I went through to feel comfortable with being yourself or achieving what it is for yourself, Everybody, every day, everybody, goes through whenever they start trying to be themselves, they go through a whole bunch of stereotypes and assumptions, whether it's good or bad, even good assumptions are bad. Because if someone assumes that you have everything good, they won't be there for you when things are bad. You know what I'm saying? And those assumptions are just as harmful as, thinking someone's always bad, So it's like, you want to create an environment where people can really just understand and really figure out their own truth and their own purpose on this planet,
Well, damn. Well said, my nigga. Well said. Like, both of y'all. And I definitely think that's a key piece that I think a lot of people miss is, leaning into their purpose of why they're here. We're like, before anything, y'all moms gave y'all a name, and that's who, like, before we are black men, we have these souls that we are connected to. We're like, it's so interesting. Rap, R&B, mental health therapy, things like that. That's what our passion is about. Because, and I don't want you guys to answer that because I want to speak on, I don't put that energy in the air, but I feel like if things didn't go the way that was supposed to, right? We're like, we all have these big goals and lofty dreams and things like that. I still feel like y'all will still find a way in y'all own lane to be yourselves. And what I mean by yourselves is, all right, this didn't happen, I'm gonna do something else with it. And a lot of these people, it's this or bust. I don't get that energy from y'all. We're like, this is what I really want to do. And whatever, y'all got some time limit or whatever y'all have on that. And then y'all gonna do it until it's the next thing. And that's the vibe I'm getting from y'all. We're like, the influencing of people. Because y'all know a lot of people just do this for a check, for the power. Like, this is like, a lot of people don't pay attention to politicians. They pay attention to y'all. What are y'all saying? And we have to know what we're putting out there. So no, I really appreciate that. And I don't want to, put or speak any negativity on where y'all going, because y'all, I'm obviously I'm a little biased, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be like, Sway, I need some help. You gonna help me? You gonna help me, my nigga? I'm like, oh gee, I'm single. Rihanna, might be single again. Put me in the
You don't want that abusive relationship, man.
Yeah, she 5'3".
Man, bro, I just got out of an abusive relationship. It don't matter when she run at you with scissors, man. Like, shit, bro. Not shit, bro.
Was she carrying them safely?
No.
She went. Oh, that's belligerent.
No.
Yo.
But I got you, my nigga.
I definitely understand what you say, man. Yeah.
No, honestly, like with this show, like, trust me, like, I'm not a shock jockey. Let's just say that. But like, I always go with like where I'm at. Where like, obviously, because like it's almost kind of like my next thing I at least want to say, because I feel like this is a big thing, because we were talking about influence. Is like having people in your crew where it's kind of like, I think this is from Drink Champs, and it was Pooh Shiesty and like some other niggas, or the niggas who do Drink Champ. And it was dealing with the whole like 6ix9ine thing, and they were kind of talking about like, who do you have in your crew to check you? Where it's kind of like, all right, I'm gonna give this guy 10K a year to let me know, like, nigga, you're being weird. Like, you about to lose everything. And
it's like a PR, it sounds like PR. Like,
you need the OG, you need the those OGs.
And, you just gotta have good people around you. For me, that's like my sister, real talk. Like my big sister, like I hit her up, but she just keep it real with me. Swègo does too, I hit him up and run shit by him and keep it real with me. It's just about having real people around you. Anyone, if you have a real circle and real people around you, anyone in your circle should be able to check you. Like, hey, bro, you're acting out of pocket.
That's true.
Do you have somebody in your crew that you faithfully like? They gonna keep it real with me 100% whether I'm right or I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, I mean that's literally everybody that I keep around close with me. I believe that I trust their opinion. And I believe that their opinion comes from a wholesome, genuine place. So even if I don't agree with it, I'm gonna be like, okay, at least I know like they paying attention, they care, and like it's not something, so I actually listen to it. It's not just some random Joe Schmo telling me what's what, because so they care. So like I gotta treat their opinion.
Yeah. No, that's big. That's big. It's big. Because I was just curious because once again, because people only just see what y'all show them. You see what I'm saying? And like people. Not only people want to be doctor and all that shit, and it's kind of like everyone, like where y'all at right now, some person is wishing they were you. And like my thing is responsibility, and when it comes to like that and all that stuff, I guess I want to just put it out there because I just want to at least people know, like, no matter how big you get, even the Elon Musk, like, even those people, I'm pretty sure they have people that be like, gee, like, that ain't it. Mm-hmm. That's whack. And, like, I just want, because I talk about this shit all the time. I just want other people who are, doing it, who are, like, legitimately doing it to speak on that. And one more thing before we shift to my favorite thing, relationships. There you go. I just have a thing that I want to kick to y'all because I would listen more to people like y'all, even though I listen to the people who've already made it. Y'all are definitely in a different process. Y'all are in it right now. What are some things that y'all do? That has expanded your hustle? What are you doing to grind to that next level? What does that hustle look like? What is that every day? Y'all waking up at 5 in the morning each day, eating one egg, and puffing a blunt, and then you go in there? What is it like? What's the process?
For me, like it's just constantly thinking of just every day of how to take one step forward. Just like even if it's thinking about the step, just how. Like, how can I feel like today, okay, I move forward. I thought consciously about my future and what it is that I need to work on. Even if I didn't get to end up working on it, just having that conscious thought that you have something that you need to do always, and always thinking about and always finding something else to do, it's hard. It's not easy to just always think about something to do because people usually what makes people lose their passion is when they get complacent. They lose sight of what it is, what they're supposed to be doing, so just constantly every day trying to find something to do, and do it differently if you can,
All right.
Yeah, never being satisfied. Like yesterday already happened, no one cares. Like yesterday happened, it's in the past. The attention span now is like 4 seconds. Like, like it's here now, here, gone. As an artist, content is the name of the game, so it's just like about creating content. And there's points you can sit on content like, man, like I don't like this, I don't like that, but it's just about being comfortable in myself to be like, look, it's never gonna be 100,000,000% perfect. There's always gonna be something I can change, whether it's a song, a picture I'm editing, a song cover, a music video, whatever it is, there's always something I can change. So if I get to a point with it where I'm at least happy with it and satisfied with it, I'm gonna put it out, and I'm gonna just keep putting it out and keep pushing, keep putting it out, and keep pushing, and keep spreading my network, keep spreading my reach, and not limiting myself by thinking, oh, I've done enough. Like I haven't exhausted every single option. I haven't tried every single thing. I haven't traveled to every single city and done everything that I can do before I can be like, okay, now I can give up. I'm gonna never give up. Like I'm gonna live till I'm 100 years old. I say that all the time. I'm gonna live to be 100. and I'm never retiring. I'm always gonna be working. I'm always gonna be pushing my needle forward. It's that 1% rule. If every day you get 1% better at whatever you're doing, in a year that's 365%. You know what I mean? That's a big difference.
I'm calling it quits after 75.
I hope to be retired by then.
See, if you do what you love, you're never working. You know what I mean? Like, just because I said I'm never going to retire, it doesn't mean I'm going to be rapping till I'm 100. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always going to be doing something. I'm a hustler, man. Like, I'm a shark. I can't just sit at home and do nothing. Like, I always have to be doing something. And what, bro, my capacity in what I'm doing it maybe is gonna be reduced. Obviously, I'm not gonna be full fledged like I'm now. You know, in my 20s doing it at 100, but I'm still gonna be doing something, man. Like,
so I want to kick this to you then, you know, because I care about y'all young brothers when it comes to like mental health, and I've been here on the go. When do you know, as well as you Swègo as well, when y'all take a break? Because my thing is, you know, and I shouldn't be the fucking one talking about taking breaks, because nigga, I know. I got to work. I gotta take my own advice. But like, how are you keeping your sanity? How are you keeping your mental wellness going?
Hey, by building my relationship with God every morning. Wake up, grateful that I'm awake. Grateful that He's giving me another chance on this green earth to chase my dream. Say a prayer, read my Bible. Eat good food, eat healthy food, like stay physically fit. All these little things just help with my mental health. And mainly God, real talk.
So how are you keeping yourself sane during all this stuff, Mr. Swègo?
Man, it's just just God, just being grateful, just being humble, and just understanding that everything I'm doing is for something greater. And just having that mentality moving forward just makes things like a lot more like free, knowing or having that, feeling that there's something else behind it or working on your behalf, so it doesn't feel like it's just me pushing, I would say that it is hard. It is pretty hard, keeping your mental intact, just and trying to find a way to just take breaks is very tiring, because you're always thinking, and when you try to take a break, you're thinking that you could be doing something, and then you end up doing something, so it's just finding that time to really like know what it is that you can do to relax yourself, whether it's praying, whether it's reading the Bible, whether it's maybe you gotta smoke some tree, maybe you gotta take a shot, maybe what I'm saying, like maybe you gotta find yourself in the studio, maybe you gotta go to the beach, but whatever it is, like I try to mix it up in how I relax myself and just cool it, tell myself, okay, I need to cool it before I break down, and that's honestly smart, and that's what's best, because you never know what I'm saying, when you where you're gonna break down if you're not paying attention. Because you could just lose it one day, snap on somebody, and not realize it's because you haven't slept in 3 days.
Sleeping is important, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I'm saying that for everyone here. Because I
don't sleep though.
I refute that, actually. The reason why I refute that is like, it's almost kind of like, I know you've definitely heard of this before, my guy, where it's kind of like working smarter, not harder, because I've always been the person like, I'm going to run through a brick wall. And then I run through that brick wall, and then I'm like, man, it's hurt. And then you see another dude just walk around, like, you could have walked around to the left, to the right. We got here. Yeah. And my thing is, I think for me, it's something that I did, hopefully, and I always wanted to speak this positivity on y'all, where like, when y'all are getting out and just being to yourselves. And I know we're tagline to our phones, a lot of other different things and things like that, where it's kind of like where you're having a lot of peace with yourself. I definitely just recently heard this Denzel Washington piece talking about different like critics and things like that, and being able to be okay with all that stuff, but also being okay with, like you were originally saying, like, I didn't get all this stuff done today, or like I had this one goal. Mm-hmm. And I think if we really just latch onto that one thing, for that one thing we did for that in that day, we were successful, going on to what you're saying, that 1%, because just you had a goal, even though you didn't make this song, but at least you got your thoughts on the paper. Mm-hmm. That's a win. Mm-hmm. And that has to be, and just bring in more thing you're saying, OG, he's just kind of like, yo, if I'm doing what I love, I'm not at work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not at work. So my thing is, I hope for all of y'all that, you know, you're taking whatever y'all need to do to like really like take that break. And I'm also saying this for myself too, because I got all this different shit. And my thing is like, you know, because I'm the oldest nigga here. I gotta be that old nigga. You say old nigga inspirational things. So I just only say that to y'all. Just being in the mental health profession, where like I appreciate y'all sharing, you know, the things, you know, spirituality, peace, and then you being very eclectic to like different things where you're hanging out with friends, taking that moment, and just know there's a lot of power in, you know, owning your own self and owning like, all right, this is what I've done and I'm okay with this, and this is the peace that I'm bringing. But one thing I want to shift gears with, and I always try to keep these episodes down, but we got to get into this. We got to get into this because, you know, when I read your bio, you know, you a ladies man. And, you know, you make a song for the ladies. And we at least want to start off because I know some shit on you too. I know some shit on you too.
Hey, man, I'm chilling, man.
I know you chilling. Let me make sure I get this right. We're going to start from a very somber piece where, like, y'all know who Kevin Samuel is, right?
Mm.
Okay, y'all know some Kevin Samuels. But before we get to Kevin Samuels, I want y'all opinion on some stuff.
All right.
I really liked your song Over Now.
Thank you.
I don't know if it was from real life experience.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
All my songs are from real life experience, man. Like, even if I'm speaking something into a manifestation, that's a real life experience because I had to real life daydream and manifest and visualize that shit.
Uh-huh.
So everything on my songs is real. So yeah, that Over Now song, man, like shit. I made that song like a year and a half ago maybe, and like I just got out of like a 3-year relationship.
Damn.
And man, like real talk, looking back, being mature, man, like I didn't deserve that person. They were like a real great person, and like I was on some next shit. Like I was just on some next shit, man, just living like a whole different way and wasn't treating them right. Like I was cheating on her and shit, and like the cheating didn't come out till like the end of the relationship. That's kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, you know? And then after we broke up, like I tried getting her back and shit, but you can't buy love, you know what I mean? Like she was a real woman, like she ain't trying to be bought. She just wants to be treated right. And so yeah, shit, you know, after I couldn't get her back, I just turned to my music, and like Over Now just one of like probably like 20, 30 songs I made like around that time, because that's my therapy. I go to the studio and I just let it out. It's my therapy. So yeah.
Hey, you know, I appreciate that. I appreciate you being vulnerable on this show right now because you gonna help a lot of dudes, and for the females that listen too, this is just rationalize this shit, my guys. This guy owned up, because usually when you ask shit like this, people just skate over shit. You said real shit about like growth and shit you did wrong and how you gotta get better. That is shit that us guys gotta be better at doing. And I appreciate you, you know, at least saying that shit, because when I was listening to Over Now, I was like, oh shit, he's remorseful. He's definitely like, I fucked up and I want this person back, but I understand why. I get that and I felt that. And that was one of my favorite 3 songs. That was like number 3. I was like, I fucks with that. And I want to bring in the R&B guy because, you know, us as dudes, before we talk about Kevin Samuels, all the wild shit females be on, like, like bring it in. Like, you know, what do you think that us guys should be doing? Because, you know, you're a ladies' man, and my thing is, you know, what do you think that us guys are missing the boat when we're like when we're, you know, with our, you know, trying to sue a woman or in relationships? Because you sing about it.
I mean, I feel like a lot of the times it's just that there's like just a disconnect where, you know, where there's just a common misunderstanding where intentions aren't being brought to the table, you know, and I feel like it's a misunderstanding of intentions on both sides, where guys, you know, could care less about intentions from a girl, and girls aren't willing to tell you their whole intentions, you know, and it's vice versa, you know. So it's like that misunderstanding coupled with, you know, social media kind of construing a whole like, you know, ideology around, you know, relationships that's also, you know, changing every single day,
you know, the ideology behind what it is to be this type of man, this type, you know, we look at celebrity couples, we have all these different like assets to show how we should act in a relationship, but no one really knows because everybody's different, you know. So we try to generalize each individual person in our relationship when a relationship is the most intimate and most like real thing. You can't generalize it because that person, you're supposed to be knowing that person, you know what I'm saying?
No, I agree with 1,000. I agree with 1,010%. Like, because I want to keep because there's not enough place for us young. Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, I'm young.
You young, man. We all young, bro. We
but
young.
It's kind of like
our president 90.
Oh, Joe. Let's just say it's kind of like, I don't know about y'all, but like growing up, like I, you know, was my own role model for a lot of different stuff, and I said to myself that, you know, I want, you know, to treat a woman and, you know, not like on some simp shit, but like, you know, but just like I want to be there for a person because I don't think, you know, people, and not just, you know, chicks and dudes, because I feel like it's a society thing. Like we really don't value each other, and like and I just want to just go back to, you know, OG, where like that to me is so masculine for you to be like, I did this, because a lot of people hide that shit. And my thing is, I can feel the growth from that. And my thing is, if there was a person where you can go to and like have that be like okay, because it's so normalized now. I don't know if y'all feel like this, but it's so normalized to be uncool. Where like someone says they're going to do something or do something, and I'm just talking about relationship fears, in a relationship sphere, and then they don't do it because it's so uncool to be cool. Where I'm like, just fucking say something to me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I just don't get that. And I speak to y'all because you know, our country looks at music for the example. They ain't gonna talk to me. They gonna talk to me when shit is in fire, with the toilet, and I'm like, damn it.
Y'all niggas should have came earlier, man.
He should have came earlier. So
the wheels fell off.
So I guess, what is some free game that y'all would give to the fellas to be like, all right, this is what y'all go.
Hey man, the free game I give.
Free game.
Don't be chasing these girls, man. Chase your dream, chase your passion, don't chase money. Money will come, but chase your dream, chase your passion. You know what I mean? Like the girls will always be there. You know what I mean? Like the more successful you become, only the more girls are gonna want you. The girls that you were trying to get before that were curving you, now you doing shit, they're gonna be all up on your shit. You know what I mean? Like don't chase these girls, man. They always gonna be there. And the thing with girls are born. You know Kevin Samuels. I don't know if you heard this or not, but I heard this from him. Girls are born at 100, men are born at 0. But as the girls go through their lives, you know, like I'm not saying nothing sexist. You know, each person can do what they want with their lives and their body. But I'm just keeping it 100. Girls, you know, the more guys they sleep with and you know they partying and doing all sorts of shit, their stock goes down. Versus men, now okay, we born at 0, but now we're growing up. We're finding our purpose. We're finding our flow. We're getting careers, getting money. Our stock goes up while girl stocks go down. You know what I mean? Like, real talk. A nigga could be 40, 50 and have a wife who's 20, 30, but that's not really the opposite way. You rarely see an old lady with a young dude. You know what I mean? Like, as men get older, our stocks go up. The girls are always going to be there.
And Kevin Samuels brought that?
Oh, yeah. I heard that from him. And, like, it's fact. It's a fact, though. It's a fact. The girls are always going to be there. Always. So just focus on you, man. Focus on you. But if you're in a relationship, man, just be in a relationship and focus on the relationship. Focus on the girl. You know, like make sure don't. You gotta sacrifice. You know, both parties gotta sacrifice. Make sure you're not sacrificing your well-being, your mental well-being, and your peace of mind. But there's a lot of other things that you're sacrificing. If you're happy and you know in a good mental state, and your partner's happy in a good mental state, then you know be faithful to the relationship. You don't want to be in a relationship, just don't be in a relationship.
Right. And I feel like that's the biggest problem, is that people will get into relationships just based on the fact that they want one of their intentions met, not realizing that they have to take in like a whole, you know, not, you know, fabricating the whole, like the whole, you know, relationship concept of what you're bringing into the table. You know, you're bringing in someone that can disrupt your peace, someone that has access to your energy, someone, you know what I'm saying? And people will just go in like, okay, she's bad, or oh, that nigga got bread. It's like, nah, that can't be it. That can't be it, or else that's all that it is.
Like Drake said,
you're in a situationship.
Like Drake said, pretty taught me ugly lessons. Can't be around with a girl just because she pretty. Pretty tempted. But pretty taught me ugly lessons. Pretty had me giving more than I was getting. So if pretty don't come with more than pretty, then I did it. That's a fact. Know what I mean? Like, these girls out here thinking that because you get 200-300 likes on Instagram and you're real good at makeup, that means shit. If you can monetize that, cool. Then now you're bad. Now you bad. Now you're doing something. But 99% of these girls can't monetize that. Mm-hmm. Oh, cool. Yeah, you go to the bar and every dude trying to hit on you, but then you ain't got money to Uber home. You sitting around collecting EI checks, complaining about the world, but oh damn, you really good with that makeup brush. You ain't no baddie. Nah, you ain't doing nothing for nobody. You not even doing nothing for your damn self. Mm-hmm. Like, these girls got it all twisted. Real talk. Like, they ask niggas, oh, what you bringing to the table? Nigga, I brought the table. I brought the cutlery. I brought the plates. I brought the chairs. What you bring to the table?
I'm playing devil's advocate. Because a chick will be like, a chick will say, and one, because I always want to say this, even though as exhausting as it is, we're having a deep conversation. My boy's not misogynistic. I'm not misogynistic. No one. We're having, Kevin Samuels. We'll talk about that thing in a moment. But he's asking a very valid question. What do you bring to the table? And sometimes I hear certain chicks be like, I'm the prize and I'm this. Like, if I was speaking, because I work in a female dominated field, they were like, I bring femininity, I bring this energy, I can help you with your business. And I'm trying to think of some other, in
theory, I can help you with your business, but then you get upset when I be trying to build my business and we're not able to have 6:00 dinner because I gotta do something extra for a client. Oh, maybe look, I ain't trying to spend all this money this month because I'm trying to invest in the business. You get mad. Girls are great talkers, man. You know that. Women have the gift of gab.
That's what I'm saying. Is there's that misunderstanding of intentions where you feel like. You say something, you'll say like thinking that you're down for something, but you're really not. That's not your intention in the long run. You'll make a permanent decision in a temporary mindset.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And like that's what gets you in a bad relationship,
Or situationship.
What's the
Entanglement.
Let my nigga Will sleep. It's Derek Jackson's time for him.
That nigga's stronger than me, man.
So how do y'all feel about Derek Jackson? Because
who that?
You don't know who Derek Jackson is?
No.
Derek Jackson, the guy who sits in the car and be like, men ain't shit, all that stuff. Y'all never heard of him?
Nah. Canadian, bro.
I have to see it.
Derek Jackson, the guy who just got aired out about he was cheating on his wife.
Oh, okay. Well, see, I saw that, but I don't know his shit beforehand. I just saw that he was cheating on his wife. Yeah.
Nah, never mind.
I stopped being on social media like that a little bit, unless it be like Kevin Durant.
This nigga be on the burner accounts.
Here.
he be on with the burner accounts.
So I'm all about solutions here because everyone talks about guys got to do this, chicks got to do that. I'm all about balance because in the modern day, I feel like it shouldn't matter if a chick's a lawyer and a guy's a carpenter. You just gotta make it work, right? And I feel like if two people have that mindset to make it work, then it should work, and how it is. So I guess for you guys in your lifestyle and your career, how do you think it should work in the sense of guy interacts with girl interacts with guy? What does she have to bring to the table for you to know that this is like, all right, I gotta take this chick seriously, or this ain't a fun time. This is the chick.
She gotta bring self-confidence, man. She gotta be confident in herself that, look, I'm bad. Like, I'm speaking as a woman. I'm bad not just because of my looks. I'm bad because of how I carry myself, how I conduct myself, the things I'm doing in my time, the way I'm chasing my purpose. All these things add up to you being bad. I know my purpose and I'm chasing my purpose. Okay, I see you serious and you bad and you believe in yourself. You can't just be insecure and putting your insecurities on me, because that's what happens, you know? That's what happens if you're insecure. You can't love no one if you don't love yourself. And a lot of people don't love themselves. And they're trying to find that validation from other people. It's the same thing with being an artist. You got to believe in yourself. If I don't believe in my music, no one's going to listen to it. If I make music and put on like, oh, it sucks. It is what it is. No one's going to like my music. I got to be my biggest fan. Like, and as a person, you got to be your biggest fan. And if you ain't your biggest fan, how you expect me to be your biggest fan if you ain't even your biggest fan? That's just what it is for me, and like that's why I'm just focused on my passion. I'm focused on my purpose. The right woman will come at the right time. I ain't chasing no girl. Okay. I told you this in the car, man. I told you this, man. I ain't chasing no girl, bro. Like, nah, they'll be there. They'll always be there.
I can't even think of an R&B dude with a that can make it through a year with a shorty.
What?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I was gonna say Bryson Tiller. No,
same with a rapper, man.
No. Hey, he's my right. Not Neo. Miguel.
But Miguel.
Yeah.
Nah. But Pete.
Is she bad?
Pete. But okay, how old is Miguel?
He an old nigga.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on now. Like I'm talking about like in their 20s.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you talking about like they already been chill. They got a Grammy or two. A feature with Jay-Z. Now they
settle
down. Now they can
look
at the land, and they're just like, okay, hold on, okay. You know what? You did some you did a lot for me back in 2007. Yeah, let's you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
So let's end the show at least on this. How can us as dudes be ready? Because we talked about how chicks can be ready to set the table. How can we be able to put the table down? Like, what do us as dudes have to do so she knows it's not like you're gonna be the primary breadwinner, but we're talking about the whole shebang. We're like, you're that dude. We're like, all right, I'm willing to not change my, or you are like, you're like, I'm more willing or I'm more ready. I'm in my purpose. What kind of dude do y'all, or not y'all, but just dudes have to be in general to be ready for that woman?
I think dudes have to also be ready to, you know, be aware of just like, just how their shorty is feeling, in terms of just like the intimacy and like what their intentions that they might not have said, and that you might have to call it to the table. I feel like in terms of bringing to the table, like a lot of guys are kind of like lost in their hustle, at least the right hustle, because they're too busy trying to compete. They're too busy trying to compete with the dude next to them that they lose the quality of the actual hustle that they're even searching for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now you have a whole bunch of people, like a whole bunch of men, like hustling at like just a normal level, and honestly, it's holding the shorties back, because you have shorties that want niggas that can bring a whole mahogany table. You know what I'm saying? Not a trap table, not a foldable. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want a mahogany
wood, man, handcrafted. Yeah.
But then, like, that's what I'm saying.
Not just like, money wise, but just
full
circle,
full
force.
Like someone that can be a father, someone that can be. You know what I'm saying? That's big. Like, you have to show that you can be a father.
Keep on.
And to do that, you gotta show that you can take care of somebody. You know what I'm saying? That you can take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? That you have people that trust you to take care of them. You gotta show that you can do that. And I feel like that's a lot of the problems that a lot of dudes have, and that's why females have problems with them, because they'll end up getting a relationship with a dude and having to be their mom.
But they feel like they have to be their mom sometimes. Like, this girl be doing too much sometimes, man. It's like, shit, man. You know what I mean? Like, shit, man. Trying to be my mom, but you can't even be your own mom. Go back to my point. But I got what you said. I got what you saying. If you find the right woman, you got to be ready for the right woman, because she can't be babying you. I feel what you're saying.
Like, she won't baby you. She can't baby you if you're not to be babied. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, like. And sometimes that'd be hard for a shorty to handle, because when they can't like baby a nigga, like control a nigga as like you know what I'm saying? Like so it's just like I said, people just go into stuff like not realizing that every single person is different, even in a relationship. Relationships might always be consistent in terms of you have another partner.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean every relationship's the same.
I like that. Well, my camera went out, but that's okay because I want to highlight, these two overachieving for where they're at, and I know where they're gonna be going.
Amen.
Not in words. Strong black men, right here, and I'm gonna do a shameless plug because when this comes out, it's probably gonna be out, and I'm gonna be yelling it from the top of the mountaintops. But I will say this: thank you, gentlemen, for both coming on my platform and my show, and being vulnerable, talking about things. And my thing is, I appreciate y'all, and y'all, man, this has been the Play No Games podcast. Smash! What? If you made it this far, have y'all fucking hit that subscribe button? No, because y'all be capping. But it's okay. Y'all still gonna watch.
Yeah. Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, dog.
Appreciate it.
On Instagram, all social media at Prince of P-Town. You heard it here.
Yes, sir. All social media, OG Jonah. Just put that in Google. OG Jonah everywhere. OGJonah.com. IGMG new merch dropping 420, baby. Let's go.
Okay. I can't do that shit. But hey, this has been the Play No Games pod. OG. And Swègo. Thank you.
I told you, y'all always singing.
Wait a second. I gotta get this on film. So I gotta say this. So if I somehow win my fantasy basketball league, I just need minute 30-second. Us all make a track. This track against my friends. I was gonna say. So if I win my fantasy basketball league, can we all make a diss track? I need you on the vocals. I'll write some shit. You proofread it. That's all I want. And it'll be a great parody to add. What do y'all think?
Hey, man. All right. Let's do it.
Yes! Yes!
Hey, if it's in good fun, hell yeah.
I don't know. You got D'Angelo Russell on your team. He got a loose body. Loose body on his leg.
I got the Joker. This has been the Play No Games pod. Fucking follow the show.
Yeah.
We done.
You probably wondering if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. Shit, I think they call them groupies now.